Look, I'm going to be straight with you. Most people our age are going to spend their 20s completely wasting their potential, and by the time they hit 30, they're going to wonder where the heck their life went. But here's the thing. If you can figure out just a few key areas while everyone else is partying and scrolling TikTok, you're literally going to be ahead of 99% of other people. I'm talking about money, relationships, your mindset, time management, health, and skills. These aren't complicated concepts, but most people our age either ignore them completely or think they'll figure it out later and live life now. But later never comes. Today, I'm breaking down exactly how to get ahead of 99% of people in your 20s. This isn't some motivational BS. This is real stuff that will separate you from everyone who's just coasting through life wondering why nothing changes. I'm applying these to my life, and I've already seen a lot of change. That being said, though, let's start with the first pillar, which is money, which is one of probably the most important in your 20s at least to start building. Not because money is the most important thing in the world, it's not. Family matters more, relationships matter more, your health matters more. But have you ever noticed how almost every major stress in life somehow connects back to money? Can't afford rent, can't afford a car repair, can't afford to move out, can't afford to take your girlfriend on a nice date. Money isn't everything, but being broke makes it a lot harder to be the person you need to be. And here's the thing, most people in their 20s don't fall behind financially because of one huge mistake. It's usually 1,000 small decisions that slowly add up over time. It's DoorDash after a long day because you're tired and doing that frequently. It's buying clothes you don't really need. It's upgrading your phone when the one you have in your pocket works perfectly fine. It's financing a car because you want to look like you're doing well financially when you're really not. Even though that payment is quietly killing you every month, you seem to not care. Now, before I go any further, I want to make something clear. I'm not sitting here pretending I've mastered this. I've wasted money. I've probably wasted money in the past week. I've bought things I didn't need. I've convinced myself I deserved a purchase that I absolutely didn't need at all. Have you ever looked at your bank account and wondered where all your money went? Have you ever checked your balance and thought, man, I worked all month. How do I have so little to show for it? Because I've definitely had those moments too. The goal isn't to never spend money. I enjoy spending money. I like going out to eat. I like taking my girlfriend somewhere nice. I like buying things that make life more enjoyable. The problem isn't enjoying your money. The problem is when those things stop becoming occasional experiences and start becoming habits. There's a huge difference between treating yourself and constantly indulging in yourself. And honestly, if you can learn the distinction in your 20s, you're already going to be ahead of a lot of people. But avoiding bad purchases is only half of the equation. The other half is learning how to build. Most people hear words like investing or retirement and immediately tune out. I get it. When you're 20 years old, retirement feels so far away, it almost doesn't seem real. You're worried about next semester, next month's rent, or whether you're going to be able to afford groceries. Why would you ever be thinking about being 65? But that's exactly why it matters, because one day you're going to wake up and be 30, then 40, then 50, and you're going to wish you started earlier. Think about it. If somebody offered you $100 today or $100 every year for the rest of your life, what would you choose? Most people understand that time creates value. Yet when it comes to investing, we act like we have forever. Your future self is either going to thank you or wonder why you never started. The same thing goes for buying a house someday. I know housing prices are ridiculous right now. Trust me, I've looked. Sometimes it feels like every house costs $1 million. But even if buying one isn't realistic today, you can start preparing for it. You can start saving. You can start learning. You can start putting yourself into a position where opportunities become possible. Because at the end of the day, that's what money really gives you. Options. Wouldn't it be nice to take a job because you want it, not because you desperately need it? Wouldn't it be nice to help your future family without constantly stressing about every dollar? Wouldn't it be nice to know an unexpected bill won't completely wreck your life? That's what you're building towards. Every paycheck is either building your future or borrowing from it. Every financial decision is either helping the person you'll become or making life harder for him. Most people spend their 20s consuming. The people who get ahead spend their 20s building. And if you can become a builder while everyone else is focused on consuming, you'll be shocked how far ahead you'll be by the time you're 30. That being said, another key to setting yourself apart in your 20s is your relationships. And I'm not just talking about dating. I'm talking about family, friends, but also eventually who you choose to build a life with in the future. Now with family, let's be real. Everyone's situation looks different. Some people are super close with their family, some people aren't. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I know what your situation is. Same thing with friends. Some people have no problem making friends, others have good friends, bad friends, people that come and go, and honestly, most friendships in your life aren't permanent. They matter, but they're not always forever. But family, that's different. You don't choose them, but they usually stay in your life in some form or another. So if you have a strong family, don't take that for granted. And if you don't, if things are messy or distant, it's not the end of your story. It doesn't define your life. But here is where things do get really serious. The most important relationship decision you will ever make is who you marry. That one decision can impact your money, your mental health, your peace, your happiness, your direction in life. Everything. thing. So the question is, are you treating it like that? Because you can date for a year, 2 years, 3 years, that's fine. Or maybe you choose not to date at all. That's a valid path too. But whatever you do, you don't want to move carelessly. Because I've seen people wreck their lives by rushing relationships, having kids too early, marrying the wrong person, getting tied to someone that they were never aligned to be with in the first place. And once you're in that situation, it's not easy to undo. I've also learned early how important this is. Right now, I'm with someone I truly care about. And I'm not just thinking about how fun it is day to day, even though it is. I'm thinking about the future, values, direction, life. Because it's one thing to like someone. It's another thing to build a life with them. If you're dating someone or plan to date someone in the future, make sure you have the same things in common, the same values, the same direction. Because if you don't, you're going to be pulling against each other your entire life. And that's where a lot of relationships fall apart. Not because people don't love each other, but because they were never meant to be aligned. So, if you're dating in your 20s, the way you set yourself apart is simple. Don't date carelessly. Don't date just for attention or loneliness or status. Date with intention. And for guys and girls, it's the same idea. Look for character, stability, values, someone who can actually build with you, not just someone who entertains you. Because at the end of the day, you don't just want someone you can have fun with. You want someone you can trust when life gets hard. And yeah, if you've made mistakes in the past, I'm not condemning you. A lot of people have. You can recover, you can rebuild, and you can move forward. But the sooner you start taking relationships seriously, the further ahead you're going to be in your 20s and your 30s and your 40s and your 50s and your 60s and your 70s. Be smart with the relationships you choose and the people you enter into relationships with. This kind of leads into our next category, which is mentality. This won't be long, but your mentality is everything. I don't just mean thinking positive all the time, I mean your actual mindset towards life. Because a lot of people are doing the right things on paper. They're working hard, trying to build something, taking care of relationships, but they're doing it from this negative place. Constant mindset of the world is against me, nothing works out, people suck, life is unfair. And look, is the world perfect? No, not even close. It is not perfect at all, but living in that mindset doesn't help you. And honestly, it usually makes things worse. Because when you believe everything is against you, you start acting like it. You start seeing everything through that lens, and it drains you. For me personally, I had to change that. I've had to shift into a mindset of the world isn't perfect, but I'm going to do what I can every single day to make things work. I'm going to take care of my health. I'm going to take care of my finances. I'm going to invest in relationships. I'm going to see where my life goes from there. No bitterness. Definitely no victim mindset at all. Just responsibility. And I think that mindset alone has changed a lot for me. Not just in money or productivity, but mentally. Less anxiety, less stress, less overthinking. Because when you stop thinking the world is out to get you, you stop living like you're constantly under attack. And I can't overstate that enough. Your mentality will either limit you or level you up more than almost anything else in your life. And another thing that can level you up is your time management. Time management is one of those things people don't take seriously until they've realized they've wasted years. Now, let me ask you something. What are you actually doing with your time right now? Are you building something, or are you just killing time? Are your nights spent getting drunk every weekend and waking up hungover, wondering where your life is going? Or are you building skills, building relationships, building something that actually moves you forward? And look, I'm not saying you can't have fun. I'm not saying you can't go out, watch a movie, or just relax. I love doing that stuff. Sitting down, turning my brain off for 2 to 3 hours and just watching a movie, that's not wasted time to me. That's life. Go play golf if you love golf. Go on hikes if you love being outside. Hang out with your friends. Enjoy your life. But here's the real question. After the fun's over, what happens next? Do you go home and feel recharged? Or do you lose the rest of your night's sleep scrolling Instagram Reels until your brain feels fried? You have a good day and move on? Or do you stress eat fast food every time something goes wrong? Because that's where time actually gets lost. Not in the big moments, but in the small ones nobody thinks about. And I've noticed this too. In school, I'd seen 2 different types of people. Some people who finish class or work and go build something, hit the gym, learn a skill, work on a side project, improve themselves in some way, and others would just go home, turn their brain off, and disappear into video games or scroll for hours. And I'm not saying one is bad and the other is good, but I am saying that they don't end up in the same place. So here's the real question I try to ask myself. If I keep spending my time like this for a year, where am I going to end up? Because your life isn't shaped by what you do once in a while. It's shaped by what you do every single day when nobody is watching. And honestly, that's the difference between some people who build something amazing and people who stay stuck wondering why nothing ever changed in their life. Which kind of leads us into our next point, which is talking about health. This is one of those areas that people seriously overlook until it's too late. And I'm not just saying to go hit the gym or eat a salad sometimes. I actually mean your ability to function, to live, to experience life without being limited by your own body. Because think about it for a second. What else matters if your health isn't there? What good is money if you're too tired or sick to enjoy it? What good are relationships if you don't even have the energy to show up for them? What good is any goal if your body is holding holding you back every single day. We act like being healthy is the default, like it's something that just stays forever, but it's not. You get one body, that's it. And yeah, some people are born with limitations, some people are born with real medical issues. That's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about the stuff we actually control. The daily decisions, the habits, the I'll start tomorrow mindset that turns into years of negligence. Because let's be honest, a lot of people don't feel bad because they're unlucky. They feel bad because they don't move their body. They eat like garbage. They never prioritize sleep. And then they wonder why they feel awful all the time. And I'm not saying this to judge anyone. I'm saying it because it's fixable for most people. So here's the real question. Are you actually taking care of your body? Or are you just slowly ignoring it and hoping it holds up anyway? Can you run up a flight of stairs without getting winded? Can you move freely without pain or stiffness holding you back? Or are you already feeling your body start to limit your life at 20, 25, or 30 years old? And if the answer isn't where you want it to be, the good news is you're still early enough to change it, because your body isn't just something you live in, it's what carries you through everything you're trying to do in your life. And if you don't care for it now, it will eventually force you to care later. But anyways, moving to our next topic here, skills. This is one of those things that quietly separates people over time without them even realizing it. Because when you really look at it, life isn't just about what you have, it's about what you can do. And what you can do comes down to skills. This could be simple stuff like cooking for yourself instead of relying on fast food, or being able to change a tire, fix small things on your car, or just handle basic responsibilities without panicking or calling someone immediately. But it's not just about life skills, it's about career skills too. Whatever field you're in, business, trades, content creation, finance, sports, the people who win long term are the ones who actually build skills, not just motivation. And then there's something people don't talk about enough: relationship skills, communication, listening, handling conflict without ego, actually understanding people instead of just reacting to them. All of that is skill based. So here's a real question. What are you actually getting better at right now? Because it's easy to stay busy. It's easy to fill your time with scrolling, gaming, hanging out, whatever it is. And again, I'm not saying you can't enjoy your life. You should. But if you look at your week honestly, are you building anything that makes you more capable than you were last month? Or are you just repeating the same week over and over? That's where time management really connects to this, because your free time isn't just free time. It's either building you or just passing you by. And the truth is, the more skills you build, the more options you can create for yourself. More skills means more value you can provide. More value usually means more opportunities, and more opportunities usually lead to more freedom, financially, socially, but even mentally. Life isn't just about consuming it. It's about what you're bringing to it. And the more you learn how to do, the more life opens up for you. Go ahead and check out another video of mine. You watched this one to the end, so you'll probably enjoy watching the next one as well.